So filtered navigation can be a place where we'll really benefit from smart use of robots.txt. So I'm going to take you through an example that I've made up. If we have a website, we'll say it's an e-commerce website, it's just called site.com, and we have a category page of women's shoes we're selling. So this page just lists all women's shoes. You've probably seen before on lots of these kind of websites, you'll get these things after a question mark, which are called query parameters. And these essentially filter what's on the page. So in this example, you can probably guess what we're doing is we are making a new page because this is a new URL. And we remember that search engines treat any new URL as a new page. So this page would be really size 10 women's shoes, and that makes perfect sense. What you can see happen then is the combination of these query strings. So we have this question mark, we say size equals 10, and if we want to put another query string on, the way you'll see that happen is the little ampersand here, and we're saying color equals red. So as you can imagine, this page might be called something like size 10 red women's shoes. The issue can start coming when we really start building up these filters. So we might say size 10, color red, and a price band, which will be £30 or less. And then we might actually say, okay, and we want to order them in a descending fashion by price as well. And already now, if we have 12 different sizes, 10 colors, 6 price brackets, and we have to imagine that not all of these filters need to be in place, so we might just have size and price, or we might have color and price. This means we get tens of thousands of URL variations per category. So if we have 100 categories, it's possible we've got over 1 million pages on our site, which is really going to eat through resources. So a sensible solution to this might be, if you can't actually change how the site is generating the URLs, which is obviously the best solution would be to actually change how the site does this, but that's unlikely to be possible. Most websites you will work on, there will be restrictions for what you can do technically, and you'll have to work with what we refer to as technical debt. So you have to work out the best way to apply the duct tape to fix these problems. So a suggested fix to this problem would be that it might be sensible to allow any URL with a single query string. So it makes sense to say, okay, we can create different pages for the different sizes. So size 10 women's shoes, size 11 women's shoes, or different colors. So red, black, orange women's shoes is fine. And actually maybe price might be worth doing as well. So women's shoes under £20, under £30, etc. And this way, if we still have 12 sizes, 10 colors, 6 price brackets, because we're only allowing one on at a time, it means that not including how we might filter them in terms of ascending or descending, we've pretty much only got about 30 different variations of URL here. So that's a lot easier to manage, and it's going to be workable basically. So in summary, what we want to achieve here is we want to allow any single query string. So anytime we have a URL that's just, say, size 10 or just color red, we want that to be crawled. That's absolutely fine. What we want to achieve with the robots.txt is we want to disallow any multiple query string URLs. So if we have women's shoes, price equals 30 and size equals 10, we do not want this to be crawled, because this is then taking us down this rabbit hole of tens or hundreds of thousands of different URLs. Okay, here is your challenge. It's definitely the most advanced challenge we've had so far in the course, so do not worry if you struggle with it or if you just plain can't do it. I will take you through it step by step. If you are feeling confident though and you want to give this a go, what I would like you to do is to try and write out a robots.txt file that will allow any URL with a defined single query string to be crawled, but will block crawling of any multiple query string URLs. So this is exactly what we saw on the last slide. So if the URL is just size equals or just color equals, that's fine. We would like it to be crawled. If the URL is size and color, or color and size, for instance, we do not want that to be crawled. We want it to be disallowed. You can use the Robots.txt simulator and tester in the lecture resources. So if you go onto that tool, you'll have a way of validating your rules as you write them. As I say, don't worry if you find this difficult or challenging, because it's meant to be difficult and challenging, and we'll go through it step by step and show you how we can actually do this. Pause the video now and give that a go.